everybody, I'm Elaine with My Craft Project. Today I'm here with another tips, tricks, and techniques to show you how to make the face mask that I've used on this card. Given the circumstances that we're in right now and that we can't really be with our loved ones and our family and our friends, thought it would be nice to send them a card and let them know that you're thinking of them and that you're missing them. All right? It's going to take us a little bit of time, so let's get started. Okay. All right, so don't worry about all the specifications and the sizes. I will get all of that information posted after the video, okay? So the first thing we need to do is start with the paper that we're going to use for our face masks. I've chosen this one with a little bit of sprinkles on it. And so then the first thing that we need to do is flip it over, and at the top of the long side, let me put it on here so you can see it better. The top of the long side, just write the word top. Okay? Now this is especially important if you're using a solid color paper. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to score it. We're going to score it 6 times. We're going to score 3 on each side. So the first one we're going to score at a 1/2 inch, a 1 inch, and a 1 1/2. Okay? And then we're going to flip it over, leaving the top at the top, and we're going to score in the same position. A 1/2 inch, a 1 inch, and a 1 1/2 inch. Okay? Which is going to leave you with peaks and valleys on both sides of your card. The peaks are the ones that stick up, that are embossed. The valleys are the ones that are debossed. So what we need to do now is we need to start folding our card. So I'm going to start with the peaks on the front side. Now one of the most important things that you want to do about this is you want to make sure before you really run that crease in is that your paper at the top and the bottom is even. Okay? Otherwise your card is going to be wonky. Okay, so there's our first one. So here's my next peak that's on this side. Again, I'm wanting to make sure that my tops and my bottoms are lined up straight. Okay, and then just use your boning knife and score it down tight. Okay, and then our last peak that's on this side. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're going to want to turn it over and find the peaks that are on the back side. And again, it's very important that you make sure before you really run those creases in is that your paper is even on the top and the bottom. Okay. Okay, so there's one. Here is number 2. Okay, and that leaves us with good old number 3 here at the end. Okay, so now that we've got all of our scores in, we can start making our pleats. So you just pick one end, it doesn't really matter which, and you just fold it in. So they're like accordion folds, or if you're a sewer, it's a pleat. Okay, so when you're done, here's your face mask, all nice and pleated up for you. Okay. The next step is that we need to tape these pleats down so they will stay in place. So I prefer to use score tape. That's my favorite. I know it's a bit pricey, but it is well worth the money in my opinion. So here we go. Just run a bead of the score tape along the edges and then snip it off. Okay. You're going to want to burnish it a bit to make sure that it's inside those pleats, because this is what's going to hold your pleats, your folds together. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. And again, I'm just going to snip it off. Okay, and now my pleats are all held together. Okay, next step is we're going to put the trim on our face mask. So again, you don't have to worry about the sizes. I'm going to give you that at the end. All right, so some of my tape I have already taken and added, or I'm sorry, some of my trim I've already cut to size and added a strip of double-sided tape to the back. Okay, so I like to start on these ends. So I'm just going to peel back a little bit of this tape. Okay. And I'm going to tape down the edge on the front side. Remember, we already put the tape on the back side just to hold them in place for us. So I'm putting my border or my trim, my face mask trim on the front. Okay, there's one end. Now I'm going to do the other end. Okay, and again, you're going to want to press it pretty hard and burnish it in there to make sure that it's holding tight to those folds, because those folds are naturally going to want to pop apart, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, now I'm going to save this because I'm going to use it here in a minute. Next, we're going to take a skinnier strip of whatever trim that you want to use, and we're going to lay it at the top and the bottom. Just for those that maybe haven't done this before, I left one strip that didn't have tape on it so I could show you how I did that. So you can either put the tape down on the edge of the paper and then trim it, or you can have it to size and then put your tape down. Honestly, I think it's a bit easier if you do it while it's still a larger piece than this way, but I wanted to have these cut to size so you weren't spending your time watching me cut strips of paper. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we've got our double-sided tape on the back of this piece of trim. Peel off the liner and then just put it in place. Okay. Now, I like to cut mine a little bit longer just so I can get it right up there nice and snug. There we go. Nice and snug. Okay, so my next one, like I said, I've already got the tape on it, so you don't have to watch me do that again. I'm going to peel off the tape liner and put it right here in place. All right. Okay. There we go. Now we've got our mask. Okay. So what we need to do is now we need to make it look like a mask. I got a little bit. I'll trim that off. Okay. So what you do is you just flip it over and then you start popping your pleats apart. Okay. Pull them kind of with your finger and your thumb so it looks like a mask. Okay, and just keep working it until you get it where you like it. I like it so it kind of looks like, and I've got a little edge here that's driving me crazy. Sorry. There we go. I like it so it looks like, you know, it's up on the person's nose, like when we wear our masks. Okay, so all we have to do now is affix our earlobes. So on this one, as you can see, I used the same trim paper. I think on this one, I am going to use some curling ribbon. Okay, I've already cut some pieces to size. So, oh, I'm sorry. the next step actually is to tape all of our pleats open. And that's where this extra piece of wide trim comes to play. All right. So I just peel the liner off of the tape, and after I have the pleats open the way I want them to be opened, then I put this piece of taped trim on the back, and I tape the pleats open. So when I'm sending the card, it's not going to collapse down in the mail. Okay, so, and then just trim that off so it's hidden in the back. And now, here we have our mask. Okay, now I'm going to affix my earlobes. Okay, so we're just going to peel off the back piece of tape. Now, one thing that I did learn is you're not going to want to put your earlobes right to the edge of the card. You're going to want to put them in a little bit towards the center, because you're going to want this edge to grab on your card. If you've got your earlobe there, it won't grab. So you're going to want to put them a little bit towards the center. You know, I put them kind of close to the pleats. So there's one. Now I'm going to peel this tape off. And I'm going to do the same over here. And there's my second earlobe. And now I'm ready to make a card. All right. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's message, today's lesson. I hope you learned something. As promised, I will put the instructions in the comment section. And if you have any questions, please get in touch with me. You can find me at mycraftproject.com, or at you can private message me, Elaine Futrell, or you can get in touch with me through the comments on this post. Thanks so much. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.